Hey everybody, how's it going? James here, and got my sister on. We're going to be talking over some gameplay, and it's called for computer. One of my first matches on there. Just got the game today, and we don't know what to talk about, so we're gonna hit a random article on Wikipedia and ramble on about it. Not that one. No, not that one. Okay, the camera obscura is a Latin word. Is a vaulted chamber or room, and obscura means dark.
Optical device that projects an image of its surroundings on a screen. Oh, is that the thing that artists often used for their paintings? Because I don't know if it is or not, but I know some artists some artists back in the Renaissance time, they didn't actually draw their paintings. They projected images onto their canvases and then painted on top of that.
It is used in drawing and for entertainment, and was one of the inventions that led to photography. So you were right.
Sort of. Photography's actually been around for a long time. I think it was the early 1800s when it came around. So, I mean, that's when artists really started to... Wait, what? You're pointing things out to me when I'm trying to talk.
Say that one. The first
Camera obscura was later built by an Iraqi scientist named Abu Ali al-Hassan ibn al-Haytham, born in Basra, known in the West as Al-Hassan or Al-Hazan.
That's a lot easier to say.
Who carried out practical experiments on optics in his book of optics. Well, that's why he's known in the West as that. Okay, but
Yeah. I'm sorry. It just was funny to me.
Well, when photography first developed, artists weren't worried about how they didn't really have photorealism then necessarily. They weren't thinking about that, but they weren't as concerned with realism in their paintings, and that's where the abstractions first started. That eventually led to things like Picasso, and I mean that was like 1,000 years later. But we know 100 years later. Why am I thinking 1,000? 100 years.
Well, I was like, what? Are you making it 1,000?
No, Picasso was late 1800s I mean, he was born in the late 1800s, right?
I guess I don't study photography. You're the one who took all these classes. Art, guys, art.
Using mirrors, as in the 18th century overhead version, it is possible to project a right-side-up image. Oh yeah, because when they first projected images, it would be upside down. I mean, who wants to stare at something upside down forever?
So yeah, the history. The first mention of the principles behind the pinhole camera, a precursor to the camera obscura, belongs to Motai, 470 whatever. 470 BCE to 390 BCE. How do you go down? I don't understand that, but whatever.
BC does. BC decreases, AD increases.
Oh, okay. A Chinese philosopher and the founder of Mohism, Motai referred to the camera as a collecting plate or a locked treasure room. The Mohaist tradition is unusual in Chinese thought because it is concerned with developing principles of logic.
We used to use the pinhole camera for a long time, so that's really early for it to have started.
So are they saying the Chinese don't have any logic or anything? It says it's unusual because it uses logic.
This tradition is unusual in Chinese. I don't know. Maybe they didn't focus primarily on logic, but rather on something else. I don't know. Maybe they were logical but didn't realize they were logical. I don't know. Do you think the Chinese are logical?
I mean, I'm not gonna put the Chinese down. I mean,
the Chinese have invented a lot of things way earlier than we ever really discovered them. Maybe they weren't focused on logic. They were more focused on what could be, and that wasn't considered logical at the time.
Could be. I mean, but I was gonna say I don't see any one group of people not being able to be logical. I mean, a guy could not be logical, but
yeah, I mean, the majority of a culture isn't necessarily not logical.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
So, where do you want to start here on the history? Where do you want to go to?
Greek philosopher Aristotle understood the optical principle of the pinhole camera. He viewed the crescent shape of a partially eclipsed sun projected on the ground through the holes in a sieve and the gaps between leaves of a plane tree.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a solar eclipse that you can't view directly, isn't it? You have to create something almost like this with mirrors just to be able to see the solar eclipse, because if you stare directly at it, you could like burn your eyes.
I guess is what it means. I'm not good with. I never really studied Aristotle at all.
4th century BC, Aristotle noted that sunlight traveling through small openings between the leaves of a tree, the holes of a sieve, the openings of wickerwork, and even interlaced fingers will create circular patches of light on the ground. So they used, I mean, light is so essential in photography just because the exposure is what creates the photograph. So
Yeah. Little pro tip for everybody: if you're using, if you still use a camera with actual film and not a digital camera, what you really want to do, you take. I know. You take the film and you open it up outside, right under the sun, right under it. You'll get the best pictures ever. I'm telling you guys.
Perfect in a very dark.
They'll be whiter than snow. They'll be clearer than snow. I'm telling you, they'll be clear. They'll be clear.
It's like they'll be loved. They'll be so lovely. It's like crystal perfection.
It would be awesome, wouldn't it? I mean, who doesn't want to stare at the snow all the time when it's in the middle of summer?
No, see, you do that, and then you go take pictures of white rabbits and snow.
That's just confusing. That just confuses people, okay?
Why would that confuse people?
Like, there's a white rabbit in here. Try and find it. Oh, by the way, it's got his eyes closed. Thanks. Will only take me 20 years. The gallery. Oh, that's a very short article. I guess we're doing history for the rest of the time then.
Well, we could always choose something within the history. Let's find out what Mohism is. Or Mohism. I don't know, whatever it is.
Go for it. Mohism or Mohism was a Chinese philosophy developed by the followers of Mozai, also referred to as Mo Tuzu, Master Mo. Master Mo. All right.
Maybe?
I don't know. 470 BC, 391 BC. It evolved at the
same time as Confucianism, Taoism, and legalism, and was one of the four main philosophic schools during the spring and autumn period and the warning states period.
During this time, Mohism was seen as a major rival to what is that?
Confucianism.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say it. It sounds stupid. The Qin dynasty, which united China in 221 BC, adopted legalism as the official government philosophy and suppressed all other philosophic schools. The Han dynasty that followed adopted Confucianism as the official state philosophy, as did most other successive dynasties, and Mohism all but disappeared as a separate school of thought. Mohist books were later merged into Taoist canon.
Well, Taoism focuses mainly sort of like on going.
It has a T.
It's peaceful.
How's
It's
that-
pronounced like a D. Usually.
Good at mathematics.
Wait, you want me to read mathematics?
Yeah.
The Mohist canon of the Mojing described various aspects of many fields associated with physical science as provided a small wealth of information on mathematics, and provided a small wealth of information on mathematics as well. It provided an atomic definition of the geographic point, stating that a line is separated into parts, and the part which has no remaining parts, and thus forms the extreme end of a line, is a point. Yeah, the art definition of a line is just a series of connecting points.
Oh, well, I always thought the definition was of the lines two like when two sides never ended. But okay then.
Well, mathematically, but the artistic definition is like connected points. It is just as created by any sort of instrument that can create a mark. I don't know.
But yeah, guys, we basically that's all the time we got here. If you like this, let us know, and we'll try and do it again. Yeah, Wikipedia articles are awesome, but I'm just gonna say goodbye, and yeah, you want to say anything?
Bye.
Bye.